Today's Friday for me.
Oh, okay. So
I
you have
think that's
college
what
on
happened.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Right? I think I misunderstood the dates. That's why.
Oh, I see. Well, that's okay. That happens all the time. It happens with me most of the time. Not so good, but it happens.
Not good, but hey, what are you gonna do, right?
So true. I say sorry. Right. So do you take this as some people think that it's a condition, and some people say it's not a condition, it's who I am.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's who I am, not a condition. It's just a part of the puzzle.
So true, so true. Because as I was saying, that I'm crazy in my own ways. And you can put a label on it. Oh, you have this, you have that. That's who I am, right?
Yeah.
And
So why really put the label on you if you're gonna really embrace that label?
yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to TBC, You and Me. My name is Aparna Sood, and welcome to my YouTube channel and the podcast channels. Today, we have with us Sam Mitchell. He has his own podcast. He's a motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and is living his life to the best. Now, there are so many things I want to say, but it's always less. He always ends his shows with a line that is the title of our show today: be nice and don't be stupid. Now that's something really interested. So let's see how he thinks about it and why he thinks like that. So welcome, Sam. How are you?
Hey, it's good to be here.
Nice, really. So Sam, what is this catchphrase about? Like, be nice and don't be stupid.
Well, when I started doing interviews, I did. It was kind of like a cliffhanger with the ending, so I thought I just pulled it out of my butt one day. Really, in all honesty, that's what I really did. And it just clicked. But what it really means is, to me, if the world did those two things, I think the world in general will get along much better.
So do you think the world is not nice?
Not all the time, no.
Why would you say that?
I think there's a lot of things people do just to stir up the pot is one reason. But another reason is I think that sometimes people aren't as accepting with autism. So that's the part of being nice, really, if you can accept autism. But also don't be stupid and push us aside, because that's dumb.
Right. As you just mentioned about autism, so you were diagnosed with autism at the age of 4. Can you share your journey with us? Like, why do you think about like the world is not nice? Did something happen? How was your journey so far in schools, at home?
It became a long way to get here, to say the least. For me, I would say the journey really started after I was born, but before the podcast, I started I was really excluded. I was really dealing with a lot of mental health issues. I struggled with friendships, got just pushed to the side too much to count on one finger. I struggled with saying the right things to the right person, finding out when to not really behave is the way, but figure out when to act in a certain manner, because I act the same way and with certain people all the time. And I'm still working on that to this day. I mean, I know you can't act the same way with your grandparents as you would with your best friend, but I think that's kind of stupid, is you can't act the same way with everyone.
Right. So can you tell the viewers, like, what do they think autism is and what it actually is? Because people think it is really like, as you said, they just exclude you. They don't treat that person normally. They're like, oh, okay, this person has autism. So, it's a very big deal and stuff like that. How do you think people should behave and what it really is?
It is a neurodevelopmental, well, what people think is it's a neurodevelopmental conditional disorder, which is partially true. But what it really is just a different way of thinking.
Right. So according to you, like, people should take it normally?
Yeah.
It should be the way, right? So why do you
regardless,
think
even if it's unrealistic sometimes, as long as it's not harmful, who's it hurt?
It hurts. Well, do you think that people someday might be like able to understand if you just reach out to them and tell them it's normal? Like, why do you behave this differently?
Yeah. I mean, if it involves me getting on the roof of the house, then by all gods, I'll sit up there. I haven't done that yet. I mean,
we can. I don't think
I'll have to go there, but hey, if someone has to do that,
Yeah.
And hey, that's what they got to do.
Right, right. But does it really matter what people think?
To me, no, not anymore. I used to, but after having it hold you back so much, you no longer give a ransom crap anymore.
Right, right. So how did you
Just
develop
like,
this
okay,
attitude?
whatever.
Was it over time, or did you
Yeah,
have
it was
some
over time. I didn't start out the way of I care too much about people's opinions, and I stopped because it was just keep holding me back. And eventually, I kind of got frustrated to the point where we're not playing those games really anymore.
Right, right. Past is in the past. That's what used to happen. You're now a very different person. You enjoy life, you interview people, you do so many things. So tell us something about yourself, Sam. What do you do? What do you want in life? Anything.
All right, well, I'm a big fan of rock music, so I was actually just listening to this. I think you'll still be able to get a little bit of it. Give me a minute.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting.
There you go.
Nice. So you like music. That's
Yeah.
why. Can you tell us the name of your show as well?
Yeah, Autism Rocks and Rolls. That's where the Rocks and Rolls came from.
Interesting.
The autism came from the autism. So we went down the hobby list, as I call it, and I'm a big fan of rock music, like Elvis, Nirvana, Five on Finger Death is what the band you just listened to.
Right.
So we went down that, and that was really cool. We tried like rock and roll taken, rocks and roll taken, rock and rolls taken. So we just added the S's, and that wasn't taken.
Interesting. That's really interesting. So what else do you do, Sam?
I do a lot of other podcast work, a lot of speed networking, and a lot of things involved with certain programs. I'm still loyal to them, I guess is the way to put it. I'm not involved with it, but I'm still loyal to the JAG program. It's like helps Americans with their job skills, and I just really just do what I want to do. Big fan of professional wrestling.
Whoa.
Always have been since I was 6.
Nice.
And then I do some writing, like creative writing about disabilities. So
oh, that's interesting. Can you share something with us? Like, what do you write about?
Disabilities. I'll tell you what. Let me pull up my website and I'll read you a little bit of one.
No thing, yeah.
If you know, would you like to?
Nothing. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You want to hear some of the blog I write?
That'll be great, Sam.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Alrighty, here we go. All right, I'll read you like a part of it.
Sure.
Here we go. If anyone is reading this, please let me know. Are you aware of my presence? I admire your honesty if you say no, but if you say yes, then you are wrong. If I were in your existence, why was I abandoned? Why am I treated like a silver medal instead of a gold medal? Even though I have done everything in my power to become noticed, I have been overlooked throughout my life. Even though I have accepted that feeling, I still enjoy every moment because I get to prove everyone wrong with a sense of accomplishment. That's part of one.
Wow, this is actually really, really nice and really deep, I guess. As you said that you're always treated as a silver medal and not a gold medal. Do you still have that feeling, Sam?
Oh yeah. There are days where I feel like that all the time. And
how do you deal with it?
I've said in there, I accept it, but when I get to prove them wrong, I get to finally feel that sense of yes, I am the gold medal. Try again.
You definitely are. Like, as I was telling you before we started the session as well, like, you are so impressive. So why do you think you're a silver medal? You're definitely a gold medal. And if there is a diamond medal out there, you're that. Maybe
well, here's the truth. Part of my lineage, but the past bites me in the ass, honestly, still.
Yeah.
It really does. Because, even though I've gotten rid of the past and, do my best to let it go, there are some times still where I cannot. I mean, although it's the sad truth, it's part of me, and you can't erase it from history. It's, in all honesty, it's where I came from. So I can't fully delete it in my perspective because it's where I came from.
Right. So
It'd
Sam,
be kind of cruel and harsh to forget about it.
right. So when you say it's really hard to deal with the past, so was it just by the society, or do you feel it is hard to fit in at home as well?
Not at home, really. I got a
Nice.
loving and supportive family. So, I mean, I don't,
You're blessed.
I wouldn't believe that it's hard to do at home, but the fear is really when I'm with people that I don't know or when I'm in public, because interactions sometimes can be pretty scary and not everyone is nice, as I mentioned, and it's hard to tell it because everyone thinks so differently and acts so differently that you don't know. I mean, I don't want everyone to be the same. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to improve at all, but I wish we had the same trait of being nice.
So true. That's why be nice and don't be stupid. Nice. That's really nice. Okay, so tell us something about your perception of a happy life, Sam. You must have
The
faced so many
perception of a
things.
happy life, in all
Yeah.
honesty, living the way that you want to live, regardless of what society thinks or what the average American, or in your case, Britain lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. So just be what you want to be.
Yeah, in reality, that's what it is.
You think it's possible.
I think it is possible to live the way you choose. I mean, everyone, even probably in London and all around the world, they're going to have restrictions. But as long as you follow the restrictions while being yourself, you're good.
That's really nice, Sam. So did you do that for yourself as well?
What do you mean?
Like, did you created a happy life using the same thing that, yes, this is what I want to do and I'll do it no matter what society says?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. So now you're at college. So is it like nice? Do you enjoy it, or do you still struggle to fit in?
There's some days where I still struggle and wonder how I'm going to get through the day. But I think, for the most part, I think it's starting to get better. At first, no. I mean, I started online because of the COVID. It gave me real bad anxiety. So, but the second semester, second 9 weeks, I guess, I went in and I didn't enjoy it at first. I mean, I didn't know I was going to fit in. I didn't know how these people were going to be. But then I learned that instead of, I decided to make the best out of the bad situation, and we made a 180-degree turn.
Nice, nice. So do you think like when you have group assignments or something, it's a bit troublesome, or now it's normal? Do you like find it hard to break the ice sometimes?
Oh, yeah, I would say if it's with people I know real well.
Mhm.
If it's with a friend who I've known for 6 years and a friend who I know for 5 years, we'll be good to go. Let's change that though a bit to someone I know for a day and someone I know for a month.
Right.
It's not gonna go quite well because they don't know me as well as the others do. They don't know how I think, and when you put me with someone who doesn't know how I think, it's not. I don't want to say it's not the prettiest sight, but I don't want to say it can get ugly either, but it just doesn't work.
But as you said that as you think, everyone thinks differently, isn't it? So why is that a problem?
The problem is I don't know how they think.
So why do you want to know?
Because I'm a curious person and I can work and I know what their thinking style is like. If they say I'm a visual thinker, okay, I'm a visual thinker too. We can work with that.
Yeah.
If they say an auditory learner, okay, I mean, I don't learn like that, but we can work with it.
Right.
So
right.
it's really trying to work with whatever the style of the way you choose to learn is.
Right, right. So whenever sometimes things don't work out, and as you said, anxiety kicks in, how do you deal with it?
I don't. That's your honest answer.
Okay.
But basically, I just try to cope with it in many sort of ways. Mainly with a lot of outdoor stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the winter because of the cold. I mean, I've never been a fan of the cold. It's like my father. I think I got that trait from my father. But I think when it comes to like the warm heat summer, I do a lot of the outdoor stuff and try to enjoy nature and a lot of side-by-side rides, which is like a 4x4 vehicle. kind of fun to ride.
Right. That's really nice. So do you like to enjoy more time outside instead of
Yeah.
like board games and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, board games. I don't. My problem with board games, I get that structure and that stuff, but after a while, you might as well call them boring games because it gets boring after a while.
So do you like to play these games and enjoy the nature by yourself? Or do you like to have company?
Depends on the day. I would say a
Depends on
little
the
bit.
day. Right. So when you say company, do you like to be social? Or do you just want to stick around with people who, as I just asked with the college as well, and you said you like to, work with people who you really know. But does
Yeah,
it happen
I'm
with
a lot
day-to-day
more.
life?
That's with me. The longer I know you, the more. Let's put it this way: the longer I know you, the more comfortable I'll get. And
Right.
usually, when it comes to, if I know you more than, I would say, a year. If I know you more than a year, then I'm gonna really show who I truly am.
But
I mean, I'll play a version of myself before the year, but it's gonna be a little more different. It's not gonna be as fun and as kiddingly as it could be.
right. So it takes you time. But I guess to form that 1 year, you need to begin, right? So do you restrict yourself to talk to people, to make new bonds, to make new relations, to make new friends?
I would say no. That's kind of also one of my pros and cons. Is I know like I'm not as open. I mean, I'm pretty open with it. The problem is, if I was the open book, I'm very nitpicky, I guess is the way you could say it with people. If I think you're like some bad's happening, it's gonna be a no. I mean, I do my best not to be judgy, because if I did open it, there's a lot of dangers, in my opinion, and repercussions I'll have to take. And
Right.
I'd rather be safe than sorry. And at least, I guess, be safe than sorry.
Interesting. That's really interesting. So you basically like it, but you like to take your precautions.
Yeah.
Interesting. So as I asked about a happy life perception, what's your perception for a successful life?
As I said earlier, follow the guidelines and restrictions, and you'll be good to go. But at the same time, have your own path of living your way.
The path of living.
Yeah, your own way.
Your own way. Do you think that's easy to define?
No, because it's different for every person.
Yeah. So do you think like maybe you can help the viewers, like telling them how did you figure out what's your path?
Yeah, well, I found it after the high school media club, and it, as much as I hate time, it really does take time to find it. In all honesty, I mean, you might find your hobbies or your interests really quick with a snap, or really slow like a snail. But I know I can tell you eventually, whatever age you are, or I don't care how old you are, really, you'll find it.
Just keep going, is it?
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do.
So true. Just keep going. But many people don't even do that, isn't it?
No.
Hard life. Well, it looks like that, yes, you can do it, but you need to keep going if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, keep pulling the rope. I mean,
Right.
And then you could probably make some loops around it.
Right. So Sam, as we were just talking about, like, that society doesn't play a big role when people with autism go out, they behave differently, they don't treat you well and equally. So what is your worst experience so far? That people should know.
The exclusions are the worst. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm excluded. I can't count on two. It's too hard to count on one finger. But I would say those are the hardest, due to the fact that there's no chance getting involved, and I'm like, hey, hello, I want a chance. Can I please have it?
So is it like at public places as well, or just your school and classes?
Probably school and certain public places as well.
Okay. So for example, as you said, like people just ignore in a way, like you don't exist over there. So do you try that? Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, I try to say, hey, I'm here, but
Yeah.
it's their choice to say, hey, he's here back. It's like, I don't know, remember what it's from. It's like someone saying, I'm over here, I'm over here, that stuff. It's their, I guess in their way, it's their choice to echo back.
Right. Right. Wow, that's really hard. I guess it's really hard to survive that. And you're doing really, really well, Sam. So you must be having a lot of friends now at your class.
Trying to. I think I made some friends back in high school that I still keep, but yeah, we're doing all right.
So, what do you think is the difference in behavior of a person who has autism that makes him different in eyes of society?
Sometimes we can be a little too blunt and not realize it.
Right.
Sometimes it's the old insert the foot in the mouth ordeal.
Right.
And that causes some issues, or we kind of give clear or way over descriptive descriptions depending on the person. It's
Right.
like very dry, very like straightforward. It's like basically the way you describe a clock. It's like, yeah, it's that clock to your left, or it's like it's that clock to your left with the big black thing around it, and the big black white thing around it looks like a zebra, and yeah, blah 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 blah. They don't shut up about it.
So there is no filter.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, to be honest, I feel like then everyone should have autism because there is so much duplicacy in the world. We need no filter sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's my opinion. I think sometimes where I'm from, Americans need to grow up a little bit.
Yeah, they need to. They really need to. So, do you think that people sometimes maybe show fake compassion as well? Like, they're just like, oh, okay, nice. But no, they're just like having double standards.
I would say so. I think sometimes they cannot be as really nice and not as fair, I would say, as some others could be.
Right. So, do you like have friends who also have autism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are also some. There just at least one of my friends is spina. I've been buds with him since kindergarten. He has spina bifida, and he's basically wheelchair bound.
Wow.
His whole entire life. He's still going along.
And you guys are really close friends because it's been such a long time.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I'd do without him. I've also there's also my cousin. He's not on the spectrum, but family, the family man that stays together, grows together. That's kind of
So
what
true.
it is.
So
They have
true.
friends who have relations on the spectrum. So in retrospect, yes.
Nice. That's really nice. So you think that it doesn't matter, like, it takes years to build a bond, but when it builds, it's worth it.
Yeah, when you build the bond, whoever, I don't care what color your skin is, whether it's purple skin or whatever challenges you have, at the end of the day, you can make a beautiful friendship at the end of the day.
Right. So do you share your feelings? Like, as you said, sometimes there are good days, sometimes there are bad days.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you share your
that's
feelings?
that's another of my pros and faults is I'm very expressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I pretty much tell you if I'm mad or pretty easily.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So who do you share it with? Your family, your friends, your cousin?
If too expressive, it's everyone.
It's everyone.
It's everyone. Family, friends, strangers, I think sometimes.
Okay. So do you have a control on it though? That no, I don't want to say it.
Kinda, but it happens right after I say it.
Oh.
It's like you don't think about it. It's like, no, you, and then you're like, oh.
So for example, you're just getting mad at me. Oh my God, what is she saying? I want her to stop. You won't keep it inside. You'll just say it.
And then next moment you're like, oh.
What did I
I
do?
didn't say that. Sorry.
Oh, so that happens instantly?
Yeah, I think it's like an instinct that kicks me again in the butt, and it happens, and then just like an animal, then when they're done, sometimes they regret it, or like a dominant whimper. It's like me whimpering, I guess, in a logical sense.
When I see it, like telling someone or something that you're mad or you're unhappy, so it sounds very plain. So Does it have an extent? Do you get really aggressive sometimes that you're like, no, I don't like it, or maybe so emotional or sad sometimes?
I think there are some who cannot help their anger, or they may get anger issues. But for me, I pretty much control the anger part well. I mean, I haven't destroyed. I mean, I used to probably like get mad and destroy the house, but I'm not like that anymore.
So how did you control it, Sam? Like,
Well,
what goes in your head that you control
I'm
it?
thinking of a way. Well, I don't, and the problem is that you're from London, so you probably heard of Gordon Ramsay. Have you heard of his mouth?
Oh, no.
Gordon Ramsay's mouth? Have you ever, like, the big chef?
Yes.
Okay, basically, the stuff he says when he's pissed, basically, is some of the stuff I'll say.
Okay, that gives me a picture now.
But it's not, like, explosive to the point. You know, it's like when he's calm. If he basically says, like, oh, please, just, like, please, F off, that stuff.
Yeah.
He does that all the time for some reason.
That's all right. That's perfectly fine.
But the Gordon Ramsay, I basically say it, what he does, though, in a calmly more manner. So if you hear him say, you, and he explodes with the, you can fill in the blanks ordeal, I'm probably just like, really? And then you can fill in the blanks.
Right. So now, as you say that, over time, you have controlled it. So do you think you can actually control it as you go forward? Because you have controlled your anger. So maybe you can just work around things, or you just don't want to.
I try to walk around it, but it ends up going back to that Gordon Ramsay savvy mouth, I guess.
All right. So you do actually think about it, though.
Yeah, just imagine Gordon. Yeah, I do, but in reality, just imagine it Gordon Ramsay without screaming or yelling.
Right. True.
If that makes any sense.
That's a picture. Okay. So tell me something, Sam. Like, as you said that it is tough, of course, and you are dealing with it very well. But how is it different for you at home? Is it?
What do you mean? Is it different the way I handle the mouth, or is it different the way I handle?
No. Is it different the way from anybody else and everybody else in your house, how you live, how you deal with situations, how you talk, how you participate in various discussions or matters or events at home?
Oh yeah. I participate with my family. We get involved with a lot. I mean, we don't sugarcoat things as well. I always say we don't put the sugar on the cookies. I think I didn't have a chance with that mouse, so I always say kiddingly, I'm a big fan of buffalo wings. That's one of my favorite foods. It actually is my favorite food. So we put this, and one of my quotes was on my podcast was, we don't put the sugar on the cookies, we put the spiciness on the wings.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Right. Tell us something about the TED Talk that you gave. And to be honest,
it was why autism needs structure. It was called Soul Structure. It's on YouTube. We had to do it virtually due to the pandemic.
Okay.
So sadly, but I still got to do it at the end of the day, which I was very happy with. How that happened was the curator where I'm locally from heard about it, and we went through it and we did it. But the cool thing was my mom is a teacher. And my editor, she couldn't make it today. She's teaching right now.
Right.
But so some of her students had the honor of doing one too.
Okay. So what was it about? Like, did you talk about autism, or did you talk about how to live your life?
Autism needs structure and why it helps us in general. It was really a big video essay, but there are some other cool ones I'll give props to. One of them was about why you should buy your beef locally. That was a pretty cool one. I mean, not like go like locally, and not like to the market or really anything like that.
Yeah.
And then I think another one was about inner beauty.
Wow, that's actually a very interesting thing, Sam. What do you think about inner beauty? And do you think society has it, or do they need to work on it?
Society needs to work on their inner beauty because they look on the outside and they gotta see what's in here. I mean, outside, yes, it's part of it, but they're not looking at the other 50%.
So what, according to you, is that 50%?
What? I'm sorry?
So what, according to you, is that 50%, that inner beauty? What is that?
The inner beauty is basically looking in the heart and the mind and in retrospect.
And do you think that can be developed?
It can be, yes. I think it could be developed, and that could be a thing that society can improve as time goes on. I hope to see that one day where they finally accept that retro and look at the other 50 side.
So what do you think a society needs to have that inner beauty? Maybe compassion, or what is it?
And well, it's pretty simple. Basically an open mind.
Right? Do you think that society doesn't have an open mind? Most of the time, I'm talking on an average.
Yeah, I believe that society does not have an open mind half the time because, yeah, I mean, I may wear cut off jeans that expose me fully, but that doesn't mean I'm a dangerous human being.
Right. Do you think people consider people who have autism as dangerous human beings?
Sometimes yes, if yes, but then no, because I think they're just in reality misunderstood creatures.
So true. But why would you say yes? Have you experienced
Because sometimes
anything
of the
like that?
anger.
Right.
Because sometimes of the anger.
Like if a person with autism shows his anger in public.
Right. Like it gets so bad to the point where I basically rip off a door and throw it.
Really?
Yeah, that has not happened to me. I'm not saying that I've done that. I'm saying there's a possible chance there's someone else that's done that.
When that happens, Sam, so when it happens to you that you're angry or upset, so do you need someone to help you to get out of that zone, or do you do it yourself with the self-talk?
50-50.
Okay.
But 50-50. Sometimes it's circumstantial.
So does it help if your mom comes or your friend comes or your cousin comes?
Yeah,
how does it works in your head?
I would, well, again, it's circumstantial, but
Okay.
if it's a problem they can either relate to or, in my opinion, understand, then yeah, I'll go to them. But if it's like a problem that I know they're gonna say this isn't gonna work, it's only me. Okay. It's up to me to defend the meat.
So has it ever happened to you, Sam, that you actually needed someone for the support, but there was not anybody in home or anywhere else near you?
I would say probably.
Okay.
But I can't think of it because I tend to get rid of those situations. Maybe it's because I don't accept it, or maybe it's because I can't think of one. I don't know. But in my personal opinion, there's a possibility it could, and there's a possibility it could not.
Okay, because why I ask this question is because that could be a possible situation in college, in schools, where you actually don't have your mom or anybody from home.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be that because I'm basically transferring next year to a college that's an hour from my home. So
okay, so will you be staying away from home then, or you'll be commuting?
I'll be staying away from home. I think I'll be living in a dorm, but I'll still communicate with my family through digital access.
Are you excited though?
A little bit of both. The excitement and the nervousness. The typical feelings.
Normal nervousness or a bit scariness?
Probably scariness, but I would say, yeah, it's 50-50. It's the feelings you would probably feel.
Right. Do people bully you, Sam, because of autism?
Used to, yeah, but not anymore. Because,
can you share some experience of yours to tell the viewers that not to do such a thing?
Yeah, I'm just going to finish because I don't put up with it. So in reality, my opinion, if I was talking to the listeners right now, is don't put up with the bullying. I'm not saying use your fist. I mean, that's what the least thing I'm trying to convince, believe me. But ignore it. It's just for attention.
So true. It's just
it was hard to learn that, but I had to learn it, or it would not go. It would go definitely. My happiness would be south than north.
True. Did you feel sad, Sam, or angry when that happened?
Oh yeah, there were some days where I came home crying, but I got over the hoop and we got there. It just took it. While it took 16 years, and that is a frustration, as they say, though. Better
Right.
late than never.
So does it still happen, or is it over now as you're growing up? Because we expect a level of maturity with grown-ups, but
Yeah, I would say it doesn't happen as much.
right.
I mean, there's probably going to be some times that it does happen, but the best part is for me is now I basically have the tools to cope with it.
What are those tools, Sam? It'd be lovely to hear them because people can maybe learn from them.
Right. The tools would probably be is ignoring it and focusing on what is around me or what resources and accesses I do have. Well, I
Right.
mean, include a friend, a mother, brother, sister, feet, really something basic.
Right, right. So it's not like some people don't like to ask for help. They just feel
Right.
like I don't want to tell anyone, I don't want to share with anyone. If somebody's bullying me, I'll just keep it in.
In a way, I mean, you're allowed to share the feelings. I would not dismiss that. But and that's great, but my retrospect is to really ignore the bullying because one, you can't change who they are, but two, in my personal opinion, if you ignore it, it won't, you'll finally be like, forget about it.
Right.
Like way we kind of, because let me ask you, if someone bullied you, basically, are you going to remember that in 5 years?
So true. Yeah. So true. That's wonderful, Sam. Also, I read in somewhere actually in your website, maybe, or your blogs, maybe, that you want to tell the world that nobody is broken.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's my mission statement, but that is true. I believe no one is broken. I mean, mentally wise, I mean, you may be broken physically with arms and legs, but but you don't have to be broken mentally. In my personal opinion, I mean, while you may have a weaker body, you can have a strong mind. And from a personal perspective, I'd rather have a strong, full mind and happier heart than a physical great physique.
Right. Of course, yes. But the only question when people hear that is that you're not broken, you shouldn't be broken, is how? And you have like seen so much in your life from society and everything. I guess you're the best person to tell them how. Because as you said, it's your mission statement as well. Nobody is
Can you
broken.
reword the question? I don't understand it.
It's just like, of course, yes. I speak so much sometimes.
Don't worry about it.
When people say that you're not broken, nobody is broken, and you should be mentally strong. The point is how? How to be mentally strong, how to be not broken inside, because there is so much happening in life.
This is another part. I found language again. Not give a shit on what others think.
Okay. So basically it's all about like, don't care, don't worry about what the society thinks. That's it.
Basically. I mean, like, you have guidelines and restrictions, but there's a part of you that can create your own vision.
Definitely.
And you don't have to give a crap about the society norms, I guess is the way to put it.
As I can
In
sense,
a way, or some of them at least.
Definitely, yes, I agree with you. And as I can sense that society plays a major role in breaking you down, is it?
Sometimes, but sometimes society can be a friend. I mean, they gave us resources and major access, so in ways they can be friendly, but in most ways they're not.
Yeah. So you need to find a balance and see what to look for and what not.
Yeah.
Right. That's lovely. That's actually really beautiful. And I just believe that if you can do it, everyone can do it. And you should be, I guess, the beacon light over here who can tell people that, yes, you can be mentally strong. You can live a happy life and achieve what you want. If you really
I do, but I don't live in London.
Yeah. Do you want to live in London though?
I would love. I don't fly out of the. Okay, this is a funny belief of mine, but It's true. I don't like to travel out of the country because I'm
Why?
afraid I'll break a rule that is considered okay in American, but then here it's not considered great in London.
Why would you say that? Like, did anybody tell you that? Did
No,
you
I'm
somewhere?
because I'm a very precautious person, if that makes
Right,
any sense. And the
right.
next thing you know, I wear blue jeans in America, that's fine. Next thing you know, I mean, I know this isn't true, but next thing you know, you hear in London, hey, no more blue jeans allowed. And then next thing you know, I wear them, and next thing you know, I'm in a London prison.
Oh, so is that a fear, Sam?
It's a big fear of mine. I'll
Do you
admit
want
it.
to overcome it someday?
Someday, probably, but not today, honestly.
Not today. So, does your family fly out though?
Oh, yeah, we do travel. We
Mhm.
go like to places around in the United States, like Texas,
Yeah.
Florida, Virginia. Sometimes we'll go on a history trip. My mom's an English teacher, and she loves I don't know if you heard of him. I don't know if London has it, but Edgar Allan Poe. That's one of my favorite authors as well. So we visited the Poe Museum. It was really a birthday present for her. But my
Wow.
family as a whole really likes warm tropical places. Like San Antonio was one I know we visited. Destin, Florida. That you ever travel the United States, I highly recommend going there. There's a lot of stuff
Okay.
to do and a lot of beach
Wow.
access.
Well, we have a lot of beaches in here in UK. You can enjoy them.
Maybe does it get warm in the fall?
Oh, well, that's the question. Well, you won't get a good, weather over here because it's mostly raining or it's really cold. So yeah, but it's always good to experience change, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Sam. And
I met people from London. Actually,
uh-huh.
I don't know if you had the Food Network in London, but if you've seen the big bald Iron Chef judge, basically he's from London, Simon Majumdar. I had the honor of interviewing him.
Wow. Wow. So you've actually interviewed many people, Sam, isn't it? Do you
Yeah.
enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I do enjoy it. And if you watch Simon, he has the foot and mouth syndrome too, but he also has a nephew who's on the spectrum and very humble guy, very humble. And then I think I've had, I don't know how much you watch Britain's Got Talent, but I've had a contestant from there, David Cubby, is his name.
Oh,
He's a blind
okay.
comedian.
I guess I have seen a reel of him on Instagram.
Yeah, he has. I think he has a son who's on the spectrum too, but he's blind as well.
So you
Not
have
the son,
interviewed
but
him.
David Cubby.
Wow. So when you interview these people, Sam, how do you feel? Is it a sense of achievement or do you just enjoy like listening about other people's life as well?
I enjoy hearing about their lives too, but I try to make it also very personal and relatable. So it's not all just learning about the disability. It's also just personal and figuring out who they are.
Right. So you enjoy knowing about people. So don't you feel that restriction inside you when you talk to these people? Like you feel in college and in playgrounds?
Yeah, I feel the restriction for sure, but the more I will warm up to you, I think I'll finally get the clearer picture of who you are.
Right, right. And that doesn't happen with people when you meet them outside.
Right. It will, but it will take a while.
It will take a while. That's true. That's true. And this is actually very, very interesting. It's still stuck in my head that you don't like to travel outside because
I'm
of the
sorry.
fear.
Hey.
That's interesting.
Hey, I'll travel. It's just that I do not want to end up in a different country's prison, and then next thing you know, I have to
really
bail out and be
understand.
like, "Hey, can someone give me €100 or something like that?"
Yeah, we don't want that, do we?
No, we don't.
Yeah, I know. And to be honest, like, I think I am now fearful to travel as well because I can do things like that. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
and plus, it pretty much I think America's rules and Britain's rules are very similar. So I guess in my mind, I wouldn't mind traveling if they had similar rules to America.
Mhm.
I mean, if it's like North Korea's rules, no, we're not doing that. I mean, duh.
No,
Obviously.
no, we are not. Yes.
But I guess if it's very similar to American rules, then sure.
What are you most afraid of, Sam?
The fear of not really anything, but I mean, if I overcome adversity, I guess my biggest fear is really that we go back, that society might go backwards, and then we have to go back to the phase where we have to show people and be aware of it and basically go back to the beginning.
That's really deep. And you think that can happen?
It's a possibility. I mean,
It's a
I'm
possibility.
not going to say never say never.
Never say never. Right, right. And if that happens, Sam, do you think you have the strength in you to just fight back? As you said, don't care
Yeah,
what the
we'll just
world
do harder
does.
work.
Yeah,
We'll just do a lot of harder work.
right, right. And what do you like doing the most, Sam?
Well, I mean, podcasting, obviously, but just in a way, trying to, as I say it, in my way of saying it, just trying to be one of the boys, I guess is the way to put it.
Wow. As we're reaching towards the end of our show, would you like to tell us a bit about your podcast as well?
Yeah, so it's called Autism Rocks and Rolls, and how we cope with daily struggles that you may or may not understand. You can basically find it on any media platform or your favorite, in all honesty, like Podbean, YouTube, Spotify. So that's definitely one. But if you want to see like what I fully do, check out the website autismrocksandrolls.com. It has pretty
Wow.
much everything on there.
So is it weekly, monthly, bi-weekly?
Every 2 to 3 a month. You're gonna get one a month at least. I can promise you that.
Interesting. So do you have a theme for your show that all the shows and episodes will be around a particular theme?
We have a board. It's just really the family though. Mother, father, grandfather.
Nice. That's really interesting. Well, Sam, before we just finish the show, would you like to give a message to the listeners and the viewers today? Anything that you want them to learn?
Sure. Well, I wish all of you luck, first of all. And then secondly, I would say I wish all you luck, but also do what you can do, be yourself, and then I guess to end what we started with, be nice and don't be stupid.
That's lovely, Sam. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for listening today and viewing our channel. If you have any questions, you can email us. You can see it on the screen. And you can go to our website, submit a form with your questions, with your comments, and we will definitely get back to you. Keep tuned in. We will be coming in next week as well with another show. Take care. Bye. Thank you so much, Sam. It was really, really nice talking to you.